this. I've entered 2 teams this year through Venture Asheville because I've been anti-golf for a really long time, my whole life, and I just got into golf. And so I put in 2 teams, and they're all ringers. I went through all the mentors and founders we have in our portfolio, and I hope that we can pull off an upset. And there is a rumor here that if my team can win, I can rename the Chamber Classic Golf Tournament. It would likely be something along the lines of the Kaplan Classic.
Hi, everyone. It looks like the stream has been fixed and we are now live. Thank you so much for your patience.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Angelica.
Thank you, our IT staff, Ben.
Thank you, IT staff at the City of Asheville. Please give Jonathan Feldman our greatest thanks. I don't think Jonathan was there, but if he's watching, thank you, Jonathan. All right, with that, let's begin. This is the August meeting of the Mountain Community Capital Fund. We have a great agenda today. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see that. And I should have everybody represented on that screen. Excuse me. The first order of business we have today is to approve the minutes from our July meeting. If I click this tab, will it go? Share this tab instead. That's what I'm talking about. Once again, Rachel Nygaard with the county, thank you for these wonderful minutes that you've put together. In order to proceed, we need a motion to approve and second. If not, we can make edits or changes to the minutes. Hopefully, everyone has had a chance to review these.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Nikki. Thank you so much. Do we have a second?
This is Tony. I'll second.
Thank you, Tony. With that, we can go to a vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented. I found a typo. All right. All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented and edited with that typo. You're welcome, Rachel. Happy to do that anytime. Let's see if I can see everybody. I'm going to stop the share so I can see everyone. And everyone's video is on. Or I guess we'll go with, yeah, if you are a voting member, if you would raise your hand in favor. Easy to count that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D, I don't see you. Do you vote in favor?
I do vote in favor. Sorry about that.
Very good. Thank you. Maui and Tony. Perfect. Maui and Tony, you guys don't get to vote. I'm sorry. Maui and Carl don't get to vote right now because we haven't actually brought you on the committee, which is our next. So that passes. Thank you all. And as to why Maui and Carl could not vote is because while you've been appointed by the city and the county, we actually have to vote to bring you in as new committee members as part of the bylaws. So it's pretty low pressure. We're very excited to have you. If you could just take a couple of minutes and introduce yourselves to this committee. And I realized that I just bum rushed through the first part of the agenda and did not go around and do a round of introductions, which we typically do about just who you are and who you're with. So can we do that real quick? Who you are, who you're with, and then we'll jump right into Maui and Carl's introductions, and then we'll vote on them. So I'm Jeff Kaplan, the Director of Venture Asheville and the Chairperson of the Mountain Community Capital Fund. Dee, do you want to go next? I'm going to call you out because I can see you all easily in my Brady Bunch screens.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Dorothea Williams. I'm the president and CEO of D. Williams and Company, Inc. And I'm also the interim director for Eagles Wings Community Development Corporation, which is a consortium of 100 African-American churches who do economic development and permanently affordable housing, retail development, and Black business development.
Very exciting, Dee. Good stuff. Reggie Jones, please introduce yourself and say hello.
Good morning. My name is Reggie Jones. I'm with Carolina Small Business Development Fund. We are a CDFI. We were formed in 1990, and we specialize in equitable access to capital, technical assistance for small businesses, and policy and research.
Very good. Thank you so much. Angelica Driver, do you want to say hello?
Good morning. I'm Angelica Driver, the Administrative Assistant for the City of Asheville's Community and Economic Development Department.
Thank you very much. Karen Omansky, I have you next.
I'm Karen Omansky, and I'm with Self Help.
Thank you so much, Karen. Tony McDowell.
Good morning. I'm Tony McDowell. I'm the Finance Director with the City of Asheville.
Very good. Glad to have you with us. Carl, I'm going to skip you for the moment and go to Rachel Nygaard.
Good morning, everyone. Rachel Nygaard here. I work with Buncombe County as Strategic Partnerships Director.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And our Vice Chair, Timothy Love. Tim, how are you?
Good morning. Tim Love, Buncombe County Government, Economic Development, and Governmental Relations.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Tara Brown. Tara, good to see you. Haven't seen one of these meetings in a while.
Hi, Jeff. I'm Tara Brown. I'm here in a new role, so I'm with Self Help now, and I am the new Director of Community Engagement for Western North Carolina.
Congratulations. That's brand new, right?
Brand new this week.
Fantastic. That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next is Nikki Reed.
Good morning. I'm Nikki Reed. I'm the Interim Director of the Community and Economic Development Department for the City of Asheville.
Very good. Thank you so much. And of course, Yaslin Gonzalez.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Yaslin Gonzalez. I am a lender with Mountain BizWorks. We do something very similar to Carolina Small Business. And yeah, CDFI, non-voting member.
Very good. Thank you so much. Now with that, we go to our new members. We'll start with our city appointee. That's Carl Aguirre. Carl, please introduce yourself to the committee. Share why you wanted to why you applied, I guess, what you're interested in this space, and then we'll do Maui, and then we'll do a vote to bring you all in.
Sure, thanks, Jeff. My name's Carl Alguire. My wife and I, Sandy, live in East Asheville. We immigrated here, gosh, a little over 6 years ago. I spent probably the last 15 years working with social impact companies in and around tech startups, incubators, starter schools, and also work with several social impact investment funds. My passion for the last 25 years has been economic empowerment through business building. I've seen and experienced what that can do for a person, a family, a community, and can really see it as a game changer. I wanted to find a way to put my experience to good use, helping underserved, underfunded, undervalued communities develop projects that could lead to lasting wealth creation, leadership equity, community support, and likely some cool new companies emerging in Asheville. So I'm truly honored to serve the mission of MCCF, and I look forward to seeing some great projects come alive. So thanks for having me.
Carl, thanks so much. I'm glad to have you. And last but not least, Maui Vang. Maui, please introduce yourself.
Hello there, guys. So I'm Maui Vang. I am a certified financial planner. I also live in East Asheville with my husband and 3 children. I've been here for about 10 years, moved from the Triangle area, and I am a co-founder and director of financial planning at Tilly. It's a new company that I founded to provide affordable financial advice to everyday consumers. My personal mission is to empower families to be financially resilient and also build generational wealth and address the wealth gap. And so I'm really excited to be here to share my expertise. I think I also bring a perspective from being an entrepreneur, kind of navigating the local and wide ecosystem. There are a lot of resources out there. I can't say I have met every single person or organization, but I have kind of made my way around. So for example, I've been involved with Hatch ABL, been to some Venture Asheville events, SBTDC, Mountain BizWorks. And then I also got connected with other organizations in other cities. So I was a spring 2018 cohort, part of the cohort Venture Prize in UNC Charlotte, and then also summer 2019 cohort at the NCID Labs in Durham. And I currently volunteer with the Hatch Innovation Hub and recently joined their board. I personally also believe that entrepreneurship is one of the most powerful avenues for upward mobility. And so I feel like being a founder myself, it's very aligned with my personal mission to empower wealth building for all families and consumers. So I'm happy to be here and work with all of you.
We're happy you're here too. And I think we're lucky. You both have phenomenal backgrounds. and I hear the value of independence and economic mobility through entrepreneurship, which is exactly what this committee is for. So with that, as you mentioned, Maui, you are the county appointee. So let's vote on these one at a time, if that's all right with our board. So we'll start with Carl. All those in favor of confirming Carl as the city appointee to the Mountain Community Capital Fund, please raise your hand or use the button to raise hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All opposed? Any opposed? Very good. That passes. Carl, welcome. Officially part of the committee. Glad to have you. Raising the roof. All right. And next, our county appointee to the Mountain Community Capital Fund. All those in favor of confirming Maui Vang, please raise your hand or use the button. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. That looks like, and Carl with his first vote to confirm Maui. Welcome. All right, Maui, congratulations and welcome. Again, I feel like we're getting the better end of this deal. We're thrilled to have both of your expertise here on our committee. To the rest of our committee members, I met with Carl and Maui briefly to go over things like our bylaws, share with them what our loan reports look like, so they have some grounding in what we do as a committee. And we look forward to their input and feedback and helping shape our committee going forward.
Jeff, this is Rachel. For the minutes, I need the name of a person making a motion in a second. So if we can back up on that and just get a motion in a second.
Very good. Am I able to motion as chair?
So.
I motion to approve. Can I do both, or are they one at a time? We combine them to motion to approve Carl Alguire and Maui Vang as city and county appointees respectively to the Mountain Community Capital Fund.
Hey, Jeff, it's Tim. I think we probably need to do them separately, just in case there's...
Very good. I motion to approve Carl Alguire as a city appointee to the Mountain Community Capital Fund.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Show of hands. Very good. That passes.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Maui Vang as the county's appointee for the Mountain Community Capital Fund.
I will second. Thank you, Tim. And then all those in favor, show of hands again. Very good. Thank you so much. That is approved. Very good. Rachel, thank you again. Could the minutes reflect how impressed I am with your ad hoc secretary skills? Can they? No? Okay. I'll let you use your discretion on that. Our next agenda item is a bit of old business, which is an update on the Dogwood grant application. I do have a brief update for you all. Since the pre-application, we were asked to fulfill the completely full application, and that went well. I even had a chance to speak with our impact officer to make sure that we were aligned and giving them what they needed. And we got to the final step, and I had to pause and ask for some more clarification from some of our partners and Dogwood Health Trust, because the last step asks for attachments, including a completed W-9, proof of tax exempt status, an audit or desk review, current or most recent operating budget, and days of cash on hand. So we're in the process now of getting clarification from Dogwood on how exactly we can do this as a joint volunteer committee between the city and the county, with one of our lenders being the recipient of funds. So we're kind of just going through navigating what exactly we need to share. But I will add that everything's looking pretty positive, and I expect to have good news at a meeting soon.
Jeff, are you in need of a fiscal agent to be the recipient of the funds?
Yeah, so I've been messaging with Karen to figure that out, because Self-Help is our current recipient of funds. Is that right, Karen? I want to speak out of turn.
Yes, that's correct.
So before we sign them up for anything, we want to make sure that we're clear on what the expectations are to receive a grant from Dogwood. Does that include reporting, fiduciary responsibilities, fiscal responsibilities? So that's what we're navigating currently.
Thank you. That makes most sense since Self Help Ventures Fund is the holder of the asset.
Yeah, as for the last two items, current or most recent operating budget and days of cash on hand, I've asked if we could supply our loan reports instead of a cash on hand or P&L kind of thing, and that was accepted. So we're just figuring out the fiscal part and reporting piece. Any other questions or comments regarding Dogwood? Okay, let's move on. The next agenda item on here and go back to the agenda. Okay, some new business, branding and website updates. Let me thank Timothy Love for being, I don't want to say Johnny on the spot. I'll say Timmy on the spot. He's not going to like that. I just know that as that came out of my mouth, he wasn't going to like me saying that. For sending me the logos. And I'll share my screen. Tim, I do apologize for saying that. As it came out of my mouth, I knew that was just wrong. It didn't feel right. I should have had more self-control. Okay. Here is the first logo, the current logo, I should say. Okay, ignore that. There we go. And the new, or I shouldn't say new, I'm sorry, the second option of a logo. Nope, that's the same one. You guys can't see that. I can share it on my screen. I apologize. Everyone I can do the entire screen. That's how I'll do it. Look at this. Who needs an IT department? Everyone. Okay. So side by side, we have the original current logo and a new proposed logo on the right. They both conform to the same color scheme. Yeah. So I guess we should separate branding from website. Website changes. I have a couple of notes already sent in. We can discuss those together. But first, from branding, these are our options. What do we think?
This is Carl. Could I ask what precipitated a logo change? Was there a reason?
Great question. I think at the time we didn't know what our current logo was, and the county was able to whip something up pretty quickly, and then we ended up with having two logos. Is that right? Tim, I think if I can ask you to add some clarity to that.
Yeah, I think that's fair, Jeff. And to Carl's question, and for context for Maui as well, this is a relatively new committee, and as we think about going into this second fundraising cycle and a new round of looking for applicants, just wanted to see if our brand was what it needed to be and if we were reaching people and if there's anything we need to do differently with brand, website, all of that. So.
I'll share an opinion. I like the second one. I really like the font used, and it looks like it could be usable on letterhead. And so I tend to like the second one, but that's just a gut feeling. So welcome to any other ideas or thoughts, but that's really where I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, and this is Tony. I agree with Nikki. I like the second one better as well.
Yeah, and I think the second includes the acronym MCCF, which is probably a good thing because that's frequently used related to this fund, so for recognition.
Those are great comments. I like the iconography of the acronym, and I like the font. It feels rounder and softer, if that makes sense. in the it's not all caps, which is, to me, it feels more approachable. This is really kind of nuanced stuff, which is, maybe putting too much energy in the need to. So far, we have 4 voices in favor of the new logo. Anyone feel strongly or have an opinion to share on the original logo? Yaslin, thank you for your comment in the chat. She also likes the second one.
I would like to move that we adopt the second logo.
I will second Rachel's motion.
Very good. Now, all in favor of accepting the new logo. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can see you all more clearly when we go to the vote. Hands are already going up. This is all right. I can see them all in the queue. Fantastic. That passes. We have a new logo. Thank you so much, all of you. Tim, since you were on point for bringing that new logo to light, I don't have a high-res version of that logo. Would it be possible to ask you to work with the county designer to give us a high-res one and make sure that all the parties who need it have it so we could update the webpage as necessary? Which brings us to our next topic in the same agenda, the webpage. So I'll pull up that page and share my screen. And then I will share with you all some of the feedback I've received. This is the landing page with fund information. Some of the comments I received over email, thank you for sending these, are adding the logo to the website, establishing a short link or easy to remember URL. You can't see the URL, but I'll read it to you. It's asheville.nc.gov/department/community-economic development/business-inclusion/mountain-community-capital-fund-information-page/ maybe if we, got like a link that redirected there, that would be a useful addition. Correcting links to the lender websites on this page on the bottom. Apparently some of these links are wrong. Those should be corrected. And refining information about accessing the program, such as individual contacts. So maybe adding here who your point of contact is on this section.
Are you taking additional comments, Jeff?
Yes, I'm looking for one more email that came in.
Okay.
But please go ahead.
So I was just reviewing it while we were waiting, and my 2 little pieces of input. If you scroll up, well, yeah, actually we can see it there. Apply for the loan. So this is coming from like a founder's perspective. The provide proof of business viability. I wonder if we need to define that a little bit more. I think the point is to make the page simple, but if I was the founder coming on the page, it would be pretty ambiguous. I think the only real info I have is the size of the loan guarantee, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know if it makes sense to add some more parameters or definitions around what we're funding and who we're looking for.
I think that's a good point. That is ambiguous, not super clear. And also on this section, thank you, Karen, for saying this to me. Self-help and Carolina Small Business have links that should be swapped. But onto that question, I'm happy to volunteer to draft a couple of sentences for apply for a loan here. And one recommendation I would make is to swap sections of past events and apply for a loan. Then we want to drive a call to action on the page. And again, this event was back in October. So it's great. It's great photos. The flyer is good. And it shows community engagement. But but I would like to see that after, maybe even after partners, before contact information.
Jeff, it's Tim. On swapping, I tend to agree. I just wonder if the site needs to make it more easy and obvious on how to apply. It almost seems, for lack of a better word, some type of button, just making it really easy on someone to get a note out to self-help and BizWorks.
Now, when you're down here, Tim, if I click on these links, these are emails. So you automatically open an email, like a mail to somebody at these respective lenders who would answer that email. And I think with Maui's comment, if it was a little more clear of what actually should be in that email, it could streamline that intake process.
Right.
It would also be great. I'm not sure about the other lenders, but Mountain BizWorks, we have a loan inquiry site application where you can just go in and submit their application, and we get their info right away. So it'd be great if we could just put that link in there, so it would take them straight to that application.
Could you put that link in the chat so we can all see how you structure that page?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Yasleen.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you to a different email address that would go straight through to where our small business intake goes as well. So I'll put that in the chat too.
Yeah, great.
From a customer perspective, is asking someone to submit 3 separate emails, is that the best way for us to do this, keeping in mind that that this is meant to be a program that is available to folks that wouldn't normally have access? I mean, it seems like it just seems like an obstacle, unnecessarily so.
Tim, I've wondered the same thing. I've learned by my participation in this group the way that you all sort of, as lenders, have areas of specialty and tend to work with certain customer portfolios or loan portfolios versus others. But from the outside looking in, I'm not sure I would know which one to try first.
The more I don't know, just dealing with this group a lot. The more options you have, I mean, anybody can click on a link, but if there's a centralized place, it doesn't appear that most of our lenders have even done a loan yet. If there is one avenue or one place that they can go to and click, like apply or whatever, inquire, it'll be really helpful. You're dealing with this group. It's just like everything's an obstacle almost. They've been marginalized and excluded, and so the less confusion, the better. And I'm just speaking practical.
Dee, I'm sorry, you're going in and out. Your audio, if anyone else hear that, it would sound like you were close and then far away. You kind of came in and out. But if I understand you right, you were saying there needs to be a way to apply right on the. No, I'm sorry, I'm on the Mountain BizWorks page, but right from here, we should be having a way to apply right on this page that goes to all 3 lenders. Is that what you're asking for?
The simpler, the better. When you're dealing with this group of folks, it's just like, I mean, the more it's confusing enough in the circumstances they're in. They're resource depleted oftentimes. So if you can just keep it simple, apply, inquire, whatever, and they hit a button, that's fine. But 3 separate emails, and we've only had one lender to even process any loans. It seems to be a bridge too far. Just keep it simple if you can, is all I'm saying.
So thank you, Dee. So to our lenders, how would we, sorry, I'm thinking out loud. If there should be a form on the city page that's forwarded to the 3 of you every time someone completes it, is that even possible? Or could it be we have the one intake form that goes to city employee, and that city employee forwards it to the 3 of you every time?
I I was going to say, I don't know if that's really necessary. I was thinking maybe we would, maybe if we put a explanation of, what the fund is, why there are 3 lenders, and what does it mean when you apply to one lender, and they must choose a lender to apply to. I just don't see how it would work because if we get one application from one like the same client, then we could all be working on the same application, and that would just turn into a real mess. So I don't think that that's really feasible. So yeah.
So I guess my question is, how many lenders have processed any? Only one lender's processed any applications, correct, so far? Mountain Biz Cap?
So that's true. So I would say, though, that now that we have Tara in place, I think that's going to change for self-help as well. Like I said, we had started seeing some applications over the summer. They haven't gone through for various reasons, but I think that could change.
Yeah, and Dee, speaking for Carolina Small Business Development Fund, we've had turnover in that area. So, the program, we kind of lost a little momentum with that, but we're looking to pick up as well and make changes.
And I would just add, thank you, everyone. I agree with what everyone said. And I would just add, sort of highlighting what Yaslin said, I think it's really important that it's communicated to us in a way that we can easily communicate with each other and not make it complicated for the borrower. We don't want them to apply, to all 3 of us, or at least, get connected to understand, what our different programs and product offerings are, and not, have to do all of that. So any way that can be streamlined and easy for the applicant, that would be great.
And I also have a question. We might not have this information yet. I know we'd like people to go to this website and steer them there. Does anyone have any idea how many loan applications and then closed loans have come through the website to date? I'm just wondering if this is really where most people are finding out about it, or if they're finding out more from a lender that they're going to in the first place.
Yeah, all the loans that we've done so far are just coming through our Mountain BizWorks pipeline, so our loan inquiry page. Not this website, sorry.
I will say, looking at it with no knowledge for the first time yesterday, that it says apply for a loan, but you're not applying for a loan from MCCF. You're applying for a loan guarantee through one of these partners for which you apply for a loan. So I was not clear when I read this what the deal was.
And I feel like, Yaslin, correct me if I'm wrong, because you've dealt with all of the loans that have come in so far, but to me, this program, is great and an important thing to be able to offer, but it's so nuanced and in the weeds for someone getting a business loan for the first time that I think it's good to do outreach around Mountain Community Capital Fund, but to explain Mountain Community Capital Fund as the entry point for getting a loan is just a little bit challenging. I don't know what you think, Yaslin, or anyone else.
It can be a little bit challenging. So the way that we've kind of talk about it and explain it a little bit was we base it on a program that the SBA has created and has been in place for many years now. But it is a federal program, and what they do is they federally back these, much larger SBA loans. So we kind of take that and say, of course, this is in a much smaller scale, but it's a way to collateralize the loan or secure the loan without, because we have no collateral. So in that sense, that's kind of how we explain it. But and it's easier to understand. So, but I do think we need to have a better explanation on the website of what MCCF really is. Because when I first mention it, they think that the money is coming from the city and the county, and so it takes a little bit of kind of talking through to really get them to understand. So I do think there needs to be some kind of an explanation on the website. This is a loan guarantee program. It's not actual funding coming from the city and the county. So yeah.
I mean, that makes perfect sense to me, Yasmin. It's just the first sentence on here, right? Establishes it's a loan guarantee fund. And as you're using, maybe it's a jargon or language thing, because I was feeling the same way you felt as you were speaking. That it seems like the city and the county are the ones writing the checks. That's not true.
I think the word fund in there really confuses them. I think that's the word that it throws them off every time.
So maybe I totally get it. So as I'm looking at this now, maybe we shouldn't say it's a loan guarantee fund for small businesses, but a loan guarantee fund for CDFIs, put your names in there, to underwrite loans to small businesses. You put the CDFIs first.
This is Rachel. I would suggest that we consult with the Communications and Public Engagement Department or departments at either city or county. In the past, when I have had really jargony type messages to get across, they've been really good at helping get it into plain language. This is a program that helps small businesses access loans when they ordinarily might have barriers to loans, or whatever kind of language is more sort of person focused and accessible and less business jargony. We have the people with that training and expertise, and I'm wondering if that could be something that that someone volunteers to work with them on and then bring back a proposal.
Yeah, and just adding to that, Rachel, from a communication standpoint, I'm not a comms expert, but just thinking about who this webpage is for, because now it seems like it's trying to reach a lot of different audiences, maybe just general public, which is great. If we really do want this website to be outreach to small businesses who are low income, who don't have collateral, then definitely I think the wording should be different, but I just don't know if that's really the point of having this website or not, because it does have, links to these meetings that we have and that kind of stuff, which probably the average borrower is not that interested in. Not that we aren't a fun bunch, but.
Okay, thank you for all the feedback. I'm happy to take point on working with communications people from the city or the county or both to figure out this page with the notes and feedback that I've collected in our conversation and those that have been sent to me over email. Is that acceptable to, sorry, Maui, was that you?
Yes. So I think that what Tara mentioned is important. If we can at least maybe agree on the primary audience of this page, I think that'll give you a little bit more direction as you work with other just on the communication. And from my perspective, because it has the word apply, and when you scroll down, it also says apply again, it's primarily geared towards lenders, business owners. And so I would like to see the page more geared towards that and make the communication, just spell it out, the first line, we help small business owners who have trouble getting loans, or something like that. Even the word loan guarantee can be confusing, because then that could lead someone to think that if they apply, they're guaranteed to get funding, which that's not the use of the word guarantee in this case. So there's just if we can just kind of remove all that and put it on a different page that maybe is for partners or other community members, and just make this page very accessible to the small business owners. I think that would be more effective.
I think that's great feedback, Maui. Sort of leading with something engaging, to the point, and then we can have an about the MCCF page somewhere for the bureaucrats about loan guarantees and stuff like that. One thing I would just add, if you Google MCCF or Mountain Community Capital Fund, this is the first thing that comes up. So from that perspective, I think we have to think of this as a more engaging entry point. So.
Great feedback, everybody. Thank you.
One thing that I'll just, this is Reggie Jones. One thing that I'll just very briefly mention, if I may. SBA also, serves as a landing page for borrowers who have interest in SBA products. They have a program called Lender Match. And they take information, and the way that they do it, it's sent out to all the lenders, and whoever has the capacity to respond to that inquiry responds to the inquiry. Now, that particular borrower may, get 2 other calls if one person inquires, but maybe it's based on the capacity. I know, outside of the Western Women's Business Center, where we don't necessarily have a presence there, but specifically in Buncombe County, but, that's something that we're working to change. But if there are inquiries and there's a capacity to be able to do it, we would love to be able to work with some of the borrowers as well. Something I'd mention.
Yeah, that's helpful, Reggie. I'm pulling up the SBA Lender Match to learn more about it. Thank you for that resource. Respect for time, to move on through our agenda, I would like to bring this item to a close. I would also like to accept nominations or self-nominations if anybody would like to join me on this conquest for revamping and making it an engaging entry point and application piece with our communications teams at the city and county for this webpage. I would love to entertain those at this time.
Do you have a timeline, Jeff, for, launching a new page?
Great question. Timeline for launching, I would say, is probably going to be sometime in September. If we can have a meeting or two with city and county in the next week or two, and then hopefully by the next meeting, we could present a draft, or at least a draft, a strategy of what will be included, what will be changed, and present those changes to the committee. That'd be my goal.
Okay, so I will self-nominate.
Thank you, Maui. Anyone else would like to join us on this important and fun opportunity for the MCCF?
This is Rachel. I'd like to jump in saying I suggested city and/or county just from a general perspective. From where I sit on the county side, I'm not speaking for Tim, I'd be comfortable with you all working directly with City Cape Communications and Public Engagement, just as to not overcomplicate it. Certainly county will get a chance to weigh in once you have a draft.
Very good. Understood.
Our staff is willing to help, but just don't want to overcomplicate it with too many folks.
And I'll be happy to be that point of contact within the city. Great. To connect with Kate.
Very good. Any other comments on this topic? Very good. Then we will move right along. Thank you all so much. This is great. I'm just jazzed about this meeting. Our next item is loan presentations. I know that self-help, neither self-help, I believe, nor maybe I got this wrong. Anyway, let me stop a second and say, do any of our lenders have loans to present? No, I did not think so. Then we'll move on to discuss a potential new meeting day and time. This has been brought up in the past, and I think it's reasonable to bring up probably at the end or beginning of every term, every 2 years or so, as our committee shifts to find a more, if needed, a more convenient meeting day and time for this group to meet. Currently, it is first Friday of the month, 9:30 to 10:30, and we'll open to comment or suggestion of a more convenient time if this presents a conflict. I understand there are numerous constraints, especially given sharing a YouTube stream channel with the public and the city. That is there's only so many times that are available. But I would like to open that discussion up now.
Jeff, this isn't about a different day, but I thought we had extended the meeting generally to 10:45.
You are correct. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. That's right. So 9:30 to 10:45.
And is it routine to send a invitation for 30 minutes before? I wasn't clear about that today.
Great clarification. And we have that invitation open 30 minutes before, allow you to log in to test your video and audio, but you can log in and turn your camera and mic off until 9:30. Is that right, Angelica? That's the plan. That's the reason why we have it open early.
That is correct. Yes, to work through any technical issues that may come up with although today with the stream, that's not something that can happen until the stream starts. So I apologize for the delay.
Yeah, I've also requested the extra time to work on my stand-up material, which needs more work every month. Any other comment, thought, or suggestion regarding changing day or time?
I have a question. Just maybe something for consideration, but I'm curious how often we take action on actual loans to understand what kind of cadence. Is this right now we meet monthly, right? So is that something we want to continue? Is there anything else to consider there if in certain meeting times we actually are not taking action? So what do the lenders need, and then how do we reflect that in the frequency of our meeting?
Good question. And I don't want to speak on behalf of Yasleen, but I believe in the last 12 months, you presented 8 loans.
I think if that's the case, then yeah, we'll figure that out later. But it sounds like if that is true, then we want to be responsive. So, but I just thanks for that clarification.
I understand. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Any other comments, thoughts, or feedback? If not, I'm not hearing a desire to move the date or time, but potentially revisit this as we get more and more comfortable and streamlined in our loan giving and loan approval. Okay, with that, should we close this agenda item? I'm seeing some nods. Very good. This is a public meeting. I should have said this at the beginning, and I am sorry I didn't. That we do allow for public comment, and you will be queued up if you have called in. Every person who would like to present public comment has exactly 3 minutes to present public comment. Angelica, do we have anybody on the line?
We don't have anyone on the line at the moment.
Very good. Then with that, if there's no other business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Very good. And all in favor of adjourning our meeting 13 minutes early. Okay. I guess we are adjourned. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll tell my mom you all said hi, and be safe. Have a good one. We'll see you all soon. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good month.